So yeah, hi guys, welcome to hashtag Max16, part one of the series e-commerce marketing. So theme for February is e-commerce marketing. So today we have Raf Ahmed talking about his experience about scaling up e-commerce businesses using marketplaces like Amazon, Flipkart, and Myntra, etc. So let's get into it without any further delay. So Raf, definitely would like to listen to your story and whatever you want to share about marketplaces, please.
Yeah, so firstly, thank you so much, Govardhan, for calling me upon. It's a pleasure to be here and sharing of the experiences which I have taken in my short journey. So, guys, I'm Rauf Ahmed. I'm a textile entrepreneur by profession, and I've been into this particular business. So, basically, I have a family business of exporting garments, which my father runs, and he's into this industry from the last 30 odd years. I started off, I guess, 2 years ago, approximately 2 years ago. So I came into the domestic segment, and I've been running my brand since then. And this is one of the things. There are a lot of experiences which I have gathered, and today I look forward to share them. Initially, I started with the marketplaces thing, and right now I'm doing my business on Amazon. Snapdeal, Flipkart, and Paytm, and all the other platforms are in the range. Right now, they have some more stuff to get along, so I'll be soon on those platforms as well. I've been doing certainly moreover. I've been doing my major business of B2C on these three platforms basically.
Okay. Yeah.
I think there was some questions. I guess I'm not able to see them, but
No, no, don't worry about the questions. We'll take it later because let's complete whatever you want to conclude. Then we'll go to the questions part.
yeah, so basically
Yeah.
from where should we start? I guess the number one thing is when we talk about marketplaces. So the number one thing is when we start out, right? When we start out. So basically, if you are running a business on marketplaces, it's a very basic process. It's not something like very heavy one. It's a very basic process. So the details that you need when you are starting out on marketplaces, and moreover, all the marketplaces have the same thing, right? All over, all the marketplaces have same kind of stuff, same kind of documents required. What I mean to say is that they will be requiring all the legal details, like who is the main person who is handling the business. So in my case, it was my father, because my company is registered under his main company, so my company is the subsidiary, right? So the PAN card details, the banking details. And one of the things that I would suggest is that when you are coming into the marketplace thing, always have a professional bank account, which usually works out when you are getting the payments.
You mean
So
the
on,
current bank account, current account,
sorry.
current account? You mean to say the current account or
Yeah, current account. What I mean to say is current account. So you need to have a current account, and because in current account, the payments are transacted very smoothly. If you
okay?
will have any kind of like personal account or something, then you need to go through a hell lot of a process. So I would recommend that a fresh account would be something that you should go along with. And other than that, a PAN card details for sure. And if your goods come into the GST thing, then GST is one thing that you require for sure. There are a lot of categories on all the marketplaces which do not require GST, but still most of them require GST. So you should have a GST number, because that
Yeah.
is the
Yeah. Is it so? Like there are even those without a GST, you can do business. Is it possible? That's one thing
is
I
it.
always have a doubt. Yeah.
No, it is possible, but it is, as I said, that it is only possible if you are dealing in non-exempted GST, like non-GST
Uh-huh.
goods. It is only possible. I'm not very sure though, but one of my acquaintances is doing business on Amazon, and she's selling books. So books is the non-GST thing. So she's
Oh,
doing she's doing the business on that thing, and initially she's doing quite good on that. So non-exempted GST, if you are in that category, then it would work out. But without a GST, if you come in the GST category, let's suppose if you want to sell clothing like I'm doing, so you can't sell without a GST because Amazon would not accept that. Firstly, Amazon would not accept that, or any other platform would not accept that. And other than that, the certifications that you require, as I earlier said as well, that the PAN card you require, the Aadhaar card you require, fresh email ID you require, and once again, as I said that a fresh bank account is required, I would say that always have a fresh email ID as well, because if you are using some existing personal email ID or something, so already you have subscribed to a hell lot of stuff on your personal email ID or stuff, so always have a professional email ID in place on which you will get the webinar reminders which the marketplaces conducts, and your orders, your reminders you will get on them, and any other specific and intent and sensitive details related to the marketplaces you will get on that particular thing, that particular email ID. So this is a basic procedure which you need to follow if you want to sell on a marketplace. These are the 4-5 documents that you certainly require, and without them you cannot sell on a marketplace. Secondly, if we talk about the mindset, right? If we talk about the mindset of selling on a marketplace, initially it will be very tough because you are not the only one who is selling on a marketplace. There are a lot of people who are selling on a marketplace, and there are many deep budgeted companies as well who have a well established business, and they are spending a hell lot of money on Amazon ads or any other marketplace ads. So you need to be patient in the initial phase. When I started out, the first 6 months, uh, I guess I was only able to get around 20 sales, if I'm not wrong, 20 to 30 sales.
Yeah.
But today, after spending a decent budget on Amazon ads, like close to 30-40,000, and right now I'm not running any kind of ads in the current scenario, but I have gone through them. So right now I'm able to crack at least 5 to 7 sales from these platforms. It depends on what kind of the customer persona is there. So right now I'm able to crack those sales. So
That's one thing, Rof. It's very worth noting that many people think that listing a product on Amazon or these marketplaces will solve our marketing problems. Many people think they have a misconception. They
right,
think that Amazon में डाल दिया तो sales अपने आप आ जाएगा. But
exactly,
that is very
exactly.
far from true. It's not true exactly. So any business owners who are trying to get into e-commerce or maybe want to sell to marketplace should actually realize that there is a lot of optimization which has to go in before you actually see good number of sales.
No, so to add on to this, Govardhan, when if we talk about single product,
Yeah.
I am aware about my category. So if you talk about a single product, when you are adding it, so there are a lot of behind the scene optimizations that you need to do. Like the number one would be keyword optimization, which we, if in a general sense, if in the marketing sense, if we talk about it, it's the general SEO kind of a thing. So you need to do the keyword optimizations. You need to target the right keywords. Like if you are selling a mobile cover and you are giving the heading as a long sleeveless kurti, so that doesn't make a sense, and a lot of people do that. That's the funnier part.
Oh,
A lot of people do that, they are selling a mobile cover but they are giving any useless heading. So a lot, because the reason that they do that is that they somehow figure out that what is the frequency of this particular keyword, and they just put that keyword into that. So that should not be done. The right keyword for the right product or the right service should be targeted, number one. Number two would be that your images should be of high quality, and they should be in the protocol of the marketplaces. Like different marketplaces have different protocols. Like if we talk about Amazon, so if they are talking about the uh, products in the women category, majorly they require some specific size, and also the required background. Like you cannot upload a very large image on Amazon or any other marketplace.
okay. Okay.
So you require to follow their protocols. If you're not following their protocols, the number one thing that would happen is you won't be able to do business. As simple as that, right?
So yeah, I'm interrupting in between, but I feel that this type of things have to be discussed, like the photography part you're mentioning. So
Mm-hmm.
I feel that actually a big deal, because many people have this struggle, like taking photographs of the things and all. So are some manufacturers, do they provide photographs for this kind of e-commerce guys, or there are any agencies who do that, like, or someone who gets the job done this way?
No,
What?
the manufacturer don't provide the photographs for sure, but agencies, there are a lot of photography agencies which do these kind of works. So personally, I have hired an agency. It's in Jaipur. Its name is Pixodex. So I have hired that particular agency. I give at least 50 products a month to them. So they also have their own, criterias. The reason for their criteria is that they call the model from outside. Majorly they call the model from Delhi or somewhere like Mumbai or Hyderabad or whatever the place is, depending on what kind of product the model is preferring to wear.
Yeah, because it's a
Sorry, what
fashion.
kind of
Yours is into
sorry.
fashion niche.
Yeah, specifically in the fashion niche. Honestly, I know about the fashion niche. I don't
Yeah,
know about any other niche. So if we talk about talk in that sense, so that is there. And the reason that they require 50 products at least is because they need to cover up the cost. Because let's suppose if I'm giving them a business of 6,000, so at least 3,000 is of the model only, so they are only earning 3,000 from me. And you need to have the right prices for yourself as well. So for me, at least it's 200 to 250 rupees per product, the photography cost for me. I whole in the whole sense I give them the final amount for sure, but it's at least 200 to 250 per product for me. So in that sense you need to look into it. Secondly, one point that I like to add is that if you are doing some kind of a business on marketplaces, I would say don't go with your phone photographs or any other low quality photographs. The reason is very simple, that if you are uploading low quality photographs, firstly your product would be ranked very very low, and it will be hardly visible. And secondly, if you are uploading low quality photographs, the customer who is seeing it would not at all be interested in buying it. So always go for professional photographs. You
okay.
can either have, if you have a DSLR camera at your home and you know how to click photographs, that is one of the best things you can do. So that cuts a lot of cost. It depend, and I'm talking about in a general sense, I'm talking about any category. It can be chocolates, it can be books, it can be any other thing.
Yeah, yeah.
So I'm talking in a general sense. Always go for the professional photographs. And whenever you are selling a product on Amazon, always focus on different angles. This is one of the crucial things which a lot of people, when they are new on Amazon, they miss, which
Okay.
I also personally missed. So I am a victim of it, so I also personally miss them. Always focus on the angles. Like if I'm selling a kurti, so if I'm telling the agency person to click the photograph that yaar aap mere ko char angle de do, you can give me four angles of a photograph. So he'll give me the angle front, right and left and back. So these are the four angles he would give me. But because he's taking the money as 150 or 200, whatever his price is. But if there is some kind of very attractive work which has been done and which is very minute in that particular product, so
Yeah,
that needs to be noticed.
yeah.
And you never know, that can be the unique selling point of your particular product. So always focus on different angles of whatever things you are selling. Like in books, one of the core things, because I know, because one of, as I told, one of my acquaintances is already doing it. So one of the things in books which people notice is the barcode mark which is usually there. They notice it because of the originality thing,
Hmm. Hmm.
that is it original or is it just a outside cover which these people are selling. So one of the core things they notice is the barcode mark. Or if we talk about any other category, like I guess phone covers, they notice the thickness and the thinness of the cover depending on what kind of model the customer is using, or stuff. So these points should be kept in mind when you are going for the photography thing, and you'll get a lot of photography agencies. One thing that you should always do is always have a kind of a, I won't say a kind of a proper documentation, but at least a kind of a paper signed between you and the agency. Then let's suppose you are giving them 150 products in units, I'm talking about. So always have that thing in place, that what if the product, any kind of product is lost, any 1 unit or 2 units is lost by the agency. So always have that in place. Like whenever any product goes out of my place, I always have a kind of a challan thing signed by the agency owner or agency person, whoever comes up to pick it up. So I always have that kind of thing signed, and in case after that the thing is lost, so at least I can claim that, I gave you 100 units, but you have only given me 90 units. So at that point they cannot refuse
Yeah.
that you only gave us 90 products. So always have kind of a paper thing, or always have a kind of a document in between you and the agency people whenever you are going into this marketplace thing, or even if you are selling on your website and you are hiring an agency or something. So always have that thing in place. That would be
Yeah.
the initials of, if we talk about the photography aspect in marketplaces.
So one thing people should keep in mind is that they should understand that when you're selling on marketplaces, this photography cost can also add up
Yes.
considerably because of the kind of niche you are in. Like the fashion niche is like they have to have a model. Mostly, it's like that. So it is. So you need to keep in mind like that this type of costs are there. You should take it into account while you're planning your business or while planning to go out. Maybe that's one thing I want to summarize. Yeah. Yeah. Please go ahead, Rob.
Yeah.
Apart from that, yeah.
Now, the next thing that we can talk about is, I have already talked about the keyword thing. Now, the next thing we should talk about is the description part.
Hmm.
So, description should be very much precise and to the point. If you are just writing that this is this, this is this, this is this, so no one is interested. And one of the myths that people have is that people don't read descriptions on marketplaces. This is one of the myths that people have. But initially when I started out, even though today also I have 100 plus products on a place like Amazon, because that is my core marketplace which I'm working on right now. But still, at least there would be 20 to 30 products in which I don't have the description. So I have to write out a description after thinking in a very deep way. So always have the description in place, and a very crisp one. So description can help you a lot if you are selling any kind of product, because the number one thing, after seeing the image and the product name, the third thing that a person would like to see is the description, that
Yeah.
what kind of quality it is, what kind of uh, how much is it durable, or xyz.
Yeah.
So uh, uh, description is one of the most crucial things that you should focus on, and you should always write the descriptions. And other than the description, the core part, usually when we surf on the marketplaces and when we click any photograph, depending on the product, so wherever the place where the description, price, title, and these three things are there. So other than them, there is also like colors or variations or these kind of things. So always set your variations in the right way, the colors in the right way. Let's suppose if you're selling a green color top, and if you have selected the black color, so that would not be a good brand image kind of a thing. So always select the correct things, give time to yourself if you are uploading the products manually. And there is also another way in which you can upload the products in the bulk way. Most of the marketplaces have same kind of a model. They'll provide you with a CSV. I'm not sure about the file name. There
What's
is,
next with that? Hmm.
I guess the file name is CSV. So they'll provide you a CSV Excel file in which you need to fill up the details, and automatically, as their server would allow, the products would be listed. So you can take that route as well. And if you are doing it manually, I would say give time to yourself when you are uploading the products, because you never know that, which one word or which one thing attracts the customer. You
Yeah.
never know about that. So
Yeah.
you should always focus on that.
Okay. Yeah.
So that is one thing that you should always focus on.
Yeah.
And if we talk about any other aspect related to the photograph and the variation, I think we have talked about the basic procedure of how you can register and how you should fill up the things. So we have talked on the basic aspect.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Um, yeah. If we go ahead and talk about how much does this marketplaces take a cut? Like there should be a percentage split on the revenue which you generate. So what are these models? How they compare with each other, Amazon and others? What is your take on that? Like,
So are you in this regard, are you talking about the percentage in regards to different marketplaces, or are you talking about a single marketplace?
yeah, either ways. Like you can talk about Amazon first or wherever comfortable, wherever you have that.
So,
Uh,
firstly, a few minutes back, when we were talking about the photography aspect, you said that always you should keep in mind the photography cost as well.
cost.
So, along with that, now let's talk about the pricing, which is one of the most crucial things.
Okay.
So, when you are pricing your products on any of the marketplaces, always go to their features page, right, and go through all of their different charges, because uh, it is not like that you are selling on your website and you think that you can sell a product for 799 and you'll just write it out that 799 is this product cost and you are selling on it. So it would not work out like that. If you are making this mistake, you will face a good amount of loss. That is one thing. Always figure out their cost, like most of them. So to clear out one thing, most of the marketplaces have those kind of default rule template kind of a thing, right? Default rules template. So they have a very basic rule book kind of a thing, like any other website or any other business has in place. So they have a kind of a very default kind of a rule book, that they would have their own cost, they would have their own CSV files and stuff, they would have their own protocols for uploading the images and all that stuff.
So Ralph, like to specifically ask the question, like my exact question is like, see, uh, let us say you are right now selling something garments.
Yeah.
So is there different tariffs or cuts on different models? Like
Yes.
Amazon has that Amazon जैसे buy now button जो होता है ना, उनका एक buy now button का भी रहता है, एक buy now button नहीं रहता है, कुछ sellers का मैं देखा हूँ.
नहीं, वो उसमें ऐसा है कि जो buy now button which you are talking about, it's a kind of a reward kind of a system which goes at the back end. So
Okay.
that's kind of a buy box thing. You
Buy
earn
box.
points. You earn points. A seller earn points when they are in a very whole way, they are performing decently well, and they have crossed some kind of a level or something.
Okay.
So it's kind of a buy box thing. And the pricing factor that I was talking about, so most of the categories in Amazon, like, firstly, as I talked about the default rule book thing, right? So in the default rule book thing, one of the major things is that every category and every product or whatever you are selling will have their own kind of tariffs. Like, in what is our scenario in which we are selling in the women's clothing, so we have to give the pickup cost, we have to give up the keeping cost, we have to give up
Fulfilling
uh,
cost.
sorry,
The fulfilling cost they call it.
the fulfilling cost, right? We have to give the fulfilling cost. Then we have to give the cost depending upon where our product is going. Like, if it's going in the state of Rajasthan, then there is a different tariff. If it's going in Telangana, then it's a different tariff. If it's going in Maharashtra, then it's a different tariff. So depending upon that thing, you will get that cut through cost. And whenever you will receive a product on your email, all the bifurcations would be there. Like, let's suppose you are selling a 799 product, so you will get a complete bifurcation that this much cost has been cut, and this is Amazon's money, and this is your money, or this is this marketplace money, and this is your money.
To
So
roughly figure out, what do you think? How much percentage it comes?
barely. I'm because in this whole conversation, the most times I've said Amazon, because this is one of my core marketplaces. So roughly, Amazon takes about 25 to 30%, roughly, and
When
it's a
they are fulfilling the order?
they are fulfilling the order because I am into the easy ship category at the moment.
Yeah, whatever. Like you are
Yeah,
telling this percentage for
yeah.
the fulfilling category, means you actually send your items to the stock room wherever near.
No, we don't send the items to the stock room. So we'll discuss that as well. So that's the FBA policy which you are talking about. That's their FBA policy. Right now,
Fulfilled by
I'm not
Amazon.
sure. Sorry?
Fulfilled by Amazon kind of.
Yes, fulfilled by Amazon. So that's their FBA policy.
Hmm.
Right now, I'm not sure, but a few months back, they had some kind of a offer going on that for 3 months, the FBA thing is free and all that stuff. And whenever it's paid as well. So Amazon takes the money per square foot in their warehouse. So
Okay.
per square foot means that how much per square foot your products are, having their place in, having the place in their particular thing,
Okay. Okay.
warehouse, or whatever you call it,
Okay.
like go down or whatever you call it. So that's the FBA thing. So here there are three things which you need to look in. Firstly, it's the easy ship, which is usually that you get a time of approximately 48 hours, and you need to prepare the product. You need to completely pack the product in their own polythenes. So you can
Okay.
get the marketplace polythenes of any of these brands in either of your local major markets of your city, or you can order them from the marketplace itself. So, and I would suggest that always get them from the local marketplaces. I would
Okay.
suggest that.
सस्ता पड़ेगा.
Yeah, exactly. Because जब आप marketplaces से खरीदते हो, then they will cost you around 5-6 rupees per polythene. And when you are taking it from the local thing, you will get them in a good price.
Okay.
So firstly is the easy ship. You need to pack the product and keep it, and in some time the person would call you that I'm coming up to pick up the product, and they'll take. The second is the FBA policy. So in the FBA policy, firstly you need to schedule an appointment at the FBA center wherever you are staying, or depending
Okay.
on your state or city, whatever it is. You need to schedule a FBA appointment for the main place where your goods would be kept.
Okay.
After that, you need to follow a proper procedure. They will send you a proper email in which they will be guiding you that for sending your products to the FBA center, what are the things you need to do. So generally, this is again the default template thing. So generally, you need to paste a kind of you need to kind of have an agreement between you and the Amazon center that you are selling these much goods, and they will be kept there for this much days, and you need to paste them on the box. Because I know about my category, so you need to paste them on a box, and one copy you need to give it to the person who is coming to pick it up.
Okay.
And the other thing is that in case your appointment on the appointment day, if the person is not coming to pick it up, don't panic about it, because it has happened with me quite a few times. They kind of the person who comes to pick it up usually forgets, or they don't come. I don't know, God knows what is the reason. But the same day you can have a complaint registered on Amazon that you had filed for a Amazon pickup, but there was no one who came to pick it up. So after that, you can get that particular thing picked up, and from then onwards, once the and yes, till the time the products would reach the warehouse, all those products which you have listed would be what do you say that what do you say about that they will not be featured on your Amazon listing. because you can't just sell the
Yeah,
products in between the transit, in
yeah.
between
We
the
can't
transit.
have the products on display and you don't have the stock. So you have to maintain.
Exactly, exactly. So you need to look into that matter. And the third thing is that you can self ship it yourself. One of the difficult ones, I would personally say, even though I haven't tried it, but few of my colleagues who are also doing business on Amazon, like my these garment friends only, so they face the difficulty in the initial phase. So self ship is one of the difficult things, because in self ship you need to do each and everything on yourself only. You need to pack the product. So there is a difference between easy ship and self ship. People often get confused in it. So in
Okay.
easy ship, the person from Amazon would itself come to pick it up, right?
Okay.
And in the normal one, in the self ship, you need to do everything from finalizing your transport person to getting the things pasted on the package to maintain the quality of the package and all that stuff. So these are the three categories particularly which are there for
So
in
difference between self ship and easy ship is like self ship. It is like upon receiving the order, everything you will only do. Amazon is not getting involved in
Exactly.
it anywhere.
Amazon is nowhere involved in it. So
Self ship.
what happens in easy ship, sorry, in self ship is that you need to finalize your courier partner. Let's say my courier partner is DHL. So they will give me a code. I need to paste that code inside the dashboard in that particular order.
Hmm.
They have a whole kind of a table or something. So
Yeah.
you need to paste that particular code, and then you need to tell them that this product will reach to the final customer in 2 to 3 days, 5 days, 7 days, or whatever the duration is. So that is the difference. In easy ship, what happens is you just need to easily schedule your pickup depending on your flexibility, that what kind of date you prefer to get the product picked up from your warehouse, or wherever you are keeping the product.
Okay. Okay.
So that has to be done.
Okay.
Yeah.
There are some differences, and also there will be the price variations on how much cut you take on the products based on the kind of scheme you are into. Fulfilled by Amazon.
Yes,
And there is one
yes.
more scheme called Prime. They list on Prime also. As
Prime, you go on Prime only if you follow some of their protocols. They have some behind they have a long sheet. Honestly, I'm not aware of it right now, but they have a long sheet of uh, uh,
yeah,
long sheet of things. So that
long
is,
checklist.
yeah, they have a
Okay.
long
Okay.
sheet of it. Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Yeah. So anything in the row you want to share, or I have few more questions before we get into these people's. Like you want to share anything specific,
No,
Rof?
there is nothing much specific, but I think the price thing was cut short. So I would like to add on the price thing, that always look after each and every aspect of the pricing thing, and then only finalize your final price. When you are
Very
finalizing your final,
carefully understand how much goes into what. Then
how
only
much
you
goes
go.
into what. That is what the line I was trying to get on, but you got it on. So
Yeah.
you need to finalize the price. You need to finalize, because you are the owner of your price. You will finalize. Amazon is no one to finalize your price. If you're keeping the price 10,000, then also you need to cover up all those costs. That what are all those costs, like the shipping cost, covering cost, and the list goes on. So always look into them, and then only finalize your
Okay.
final price.
One more thing why I have a doubt is like about managing reviews or getting reviews on Amazon. Like some people think that having good reviews matter, because if you ask me myself personally, whenever I go to see a product, I don't buy a lot of garments on Amazon, but other products I'm talking about. When I go there, I just simply go there and see uh, a product is good brand or something, and then I see the reviews, number of reviews, and the average rating. If I see 100 reviews and rating is more than 4, generally I take decision very fast. So it gives me a kind of security kind of feeling. So what's your experience on that? Like reviews, how do they matter, and how does they work? What is the toughness in getting reviews? What is
Reviews is one of the most crucial things on Amazon, on these marketplaces, because when, let's suppose, I go on, I can talk about myself only. So if I go on a marketplace and if I like a bag or something, so one of the first things that I'll go to see is the reviews. If it's in my budget, so the other thing that I would see is the reviews. So reviews are one of the core things. Always try to get verified reviews from your customers only, because I have seen cases where people, what people do is that they tell their friends and colleagues to just put in reviews, and God knows how Amazon verifies it, and they are blocked for their whole lifetime. So after that they cannot sell on Amazon, and that comes into the red breach code of these marketplaces specifically. So always try to have those verified reviews. One of the things of how to get reviews is, the simple thing is, sell quality products, and
okay,
people will.
but you can't reach out to the customers, no? So how do you provoke? Because Amazon itself will actually ask for some reviews. They send some emails when we get a product delivered. But as a seller, do you have? How do you? How can you get? Because I when I purchased some wireless earphone or something, then I got a call from that manufacturer. Uh, Call or maybe a voucher inside the product, maybe some communication, some card, something mentioning that please rate us a review or call us back or something like that. But are the sellers allowed to do that as per Amazon's protocol?
No, this is one of the soft things which you can do, which we also do. So we send templates whenever we are selling Amazon products or any other marketplace products. We sell kind of a very basic template that you can empower us by dropping us a review. And most of the time, this thing works, and people do review about it. So this is one of the things that you can do. Other thing is that if you're what is my personal experience in the last 2 years is, if you're selling quality products, people would love to review about it, even though if you're not telling them directly, indirectly, it doesn't matter. So people would love to review about it, and they would even write that it's a must purchase product in their review. So so the other person who is seeing it would automatically have a trigger in his mind that I can go for it in a very easy way. So this is one of the things you surely can do.
Okay, then let us get into one of the two of the questions and we can carry on with the discussion, I think.
Yeah,
I'm seeing that one question which has come from Aditya Agarwal.
yeah.
He's saying, "Hi Raf, I'm a shirting textile trader. I think
Mhm.
there's a collaboration now. You guys can talk.
Yeah.
Also, can you let me know how can I do marketing for my wholesale fabric trading business through online? I'm not sure if this fits into this specific subject, but Raf, if you can add anything to this."
Sorry, can you repeat the question? I
He's saying he's having a wholesale fabric. He's a textile trader
Okay.
and he's having wholesale fabric to sell.
Mm-hmm.
So he's he's saying, how can I do marketing for my wholesale fabric trading business through online? So something which is like trading business through online. He's asking about online how you can do.
So, in this regard, there is a very simple and basic procedure which anyone who is in this kind of a business nature can follow. One thing is that you should create a kind of a template, or these days the 3D visual kind of things are also into very much in trend. If we talk about the marketing aspect, so he can create a very basic brochure kind of a ad or something, and he can target the the manufacturers like me, like who can directly procure the material from him. So obviously when you are running a Facebook ad or any kind of ad, you have that targeting sheet where you can target the specific kind of category for customers. So he can target them, and always try to speak about your features in this kind of a thing, that what are the comfortable features which you are offering and your competitor is not offering. So
Okay.
this is one of the most crucial things that you that is very important, because what happens in our business nature is that when people are picking up anything, be it a needle or be it a fabric or be it any other thing like color, like usually colors which are usually printed on fabrics. So the number one thing that we look into is the quality, because you never know, a single drop of a color can spoil a good heck of a, let's say, 50,000 meter fabric. So this is this is the power of a single drop of a color, right? So always focus on the your quality points which you are offering and create an advertisement according to that. Target those people in the category whichever you think that is your target audience. And it also depends that where you are staying, where he is staying, in which state and in which city he is staying. So let's say he can target, like in our like in my city there are industrial areas, so I'm sure if he's doing this fabric business, so his current customers would be those manufacturer, like you are not available for the FBRs, my quality is too good. What is the full question? Can you read it?
Yeah, he means to say like manufacturer, like you're not available for a particular fabric in FB ads. My actually, yeah, FB ads is one of the things Ralph has actually mentioned about. It's like you need to find out intelligently how you get people know your bio personas. Maybe in Amazon seller space, or maybe in LinkedIn profiles. You have to
Exactly,
find out
exactly.
various intellectual ways. And I still think it's a B2B business, so it's not so easy getting online because still the networking thing works. Like what Ralph was telling about associations, meetups,
Associations.
networks. So
No,
that's maybe
in
the right
online,
answer.
I just gave a kind of example only. I totally I didn't meant that. I just kind of gave an example because if you want to do it online, one of the things is Facebook ads. Because honestly, I'm not very much aware about Google ads, so I can't comment on that. That is what I feel. So you can, if you are talking about promoting it online, so this is one of the things that you can do. That if you're not if you're saying that there is no specific category for the manufacturers, so I'm sure there would be some specific categories which relates to our industry, like some like a textile entrepreneur or whatever, like any specific category. So surely you can target them, and on that regards you can take the orders. That is what is my take. And if you have any other questions, you can surely DM me on my Facebook or Instagram, and
Yeah,
I'll
yeah.
get back to you.
I think you people definitely can talk one to one. That will be more better because the business aspect of it is not what we're discussing in this.
Because honestly, Gordon, one of the things is that I need to understand the question in depth, and I need to answer it according to that. Right now, I only know the overview picture,
Yeah,
like what.
definitely, definitely. It makes sense. It makes
Yeah.
sense. Let
So
me
I
check.
I think the gentleman's name was Aditya. So Aditya, you can just drop me a message, and I'll just get back to you in the in-depth manner.
Definitely, one to one will help a lot because there's a lot of commonalities between you and him. You know his business and he knows your business.
Sorry.
That's what I understand. So yeah,
Yeah.
let's. Trinad, if you're having any questions on Facebook or anyone here who has any questions, because what I'm
Or I'm
thinking is
checking it.
I think Trinath is saying something.
No, I'm checking it. I'll update you in 2 seconds.
okay, okay. So yeah, one thing, Ralph, what I want to ask is like when it comes to all these things, like when you were scaling up, like when the throughout the journey, it's like what are those few things you actually did to improve that? Like when you have that numbers very less, like 5 a week to 50 a week, what are those crucial things you actually improved?
So this was a very basic strategy that we implemented.
Okay,
That just before the lockdown, we got the embroidery machine set up at our place. So what we did was that what all fabric that we had in our store, which was obviously not in use. So what we did was that we crafted out different designs for masks. So I kind of got into that moment marketing thing, and
okay,
we just sent free masks to our customers. And the funnier part was I think I also told you this, that the funnier part was that when we were talking about the review thing, so when the customer is reviewing us, so he's reviewing us for the mask rather than the product, rather than the main product. So
Okay.
that worked out for me, and still till this date, because I think people are just kind of sidelining a topic like corona, because it has been into a lot of talk from the last 1.5 years or so, but still it has not vanished completely. People are still taking precautions and wearing masks. So till this date we follow the process, and we send the masks to. So this was a kind of, there is one thing in specifically in India that I would like to talk about. So with a paid item, people like the free item.
Yeah, that actually is
Yeah.
valued a lot.
Yeah.
Though
So
it is worth.
paid plus free is a very, fire combo. So this was a very basic thing that we did, and specifically my business, initially picked after the lockdown only. So this was a very basic thing that we did, and of course the reviews that we got, or the emails that we got, like, there was some quality mismatch, or there was some kind of negative feedback, or I would not say negative feedback, but kind of constructive criticism kind of a thing. So we improved on that. And we worked upon that, and through that we were able to pick our sales in
Okay,
the thing.
that's something which on the business side, definitely it's something a good move which is actually help them. You try to actually get win the trust of the existing customers more than that trying to get new customers. So that is something it I think it worked for you, and
Yeah.
those people started repeat buying your stuff.
Exactly. Exactly. So I also said in the intro video as well, which you uploaded, that it's a very basic strategy that I'll be disclosing, but it's not kind of a very bombarding strategy, but still it worked out for me, and it is still working out for me. So,
Yeah,
this is,
sometimes simplifying things will definitely work.
yeah.
And yeah, definitely that's something. And did you change anything like apart from that? Did you change anything else on that marketing trend or anything else which you did? Nothing.
There was not, a kind of a very, there were not very big changes from my end. They were very basic changes, like earlier when initially we started out. So there were a lot of confusion related to the packing of Amazon, like, what kind of packing we should do. It's a very simple and basic packing of a polythene. You need to just pack your products, or a box, or a plain brown box or something. So always when you are sending out a product, and especially if you are the founder or the managing person, always look into the packing is done correctly, because it leaves a hell lot of impact on the person, whoever is receiving it. So let's suppose if someone is ordering a gift for his loved one, right? So they will expect that you will send that gift in a very presentable manner. But if you are sending them in a very, bushy manner, or kind of a rough manner, so that would not leave a good impact, and at that place you have lost a customer. So always focus on the packaging thing. We kind of improved the packaging thing, because there are different kind of qualities, as far as I know, comes in the packaging thing of Amazon. So we kind of little bit improved our packaging thing, and it worked out for us.
Okay, okay, okay. We'll yeah, I got the point. So yeah, apart from that,
And there is one more point, Gordon, which I'll like to add,
yeah,
that specifically, when you are sending the products, be it in a box or be it in that packaging material, always have the, yeah, always have the bill, the receipt which you will get from the Amazon dashboard itself when you will be printing it out. So always have that bill inside your packaging product, or inside the polythene or box always, even though Amazon doesn't recommend that, or I would say it's not recommended kind of a thing, but not also very much necessary, because you only need to paste out the outside where the person would come, or if you are also selling the products on the FBA thing, so they will just scan the barcode. Especially if you are doing the self ship and the easy ship thing, always have that slip inside the package, because a lot of time it happens that in the transit the packages are changed, and then you don't have any kind of proof that you sent the right product or stuff. So always do that. It's a very basic thing, because when you'll be sending out sending the bill, and you'll be clicking out a photo and keeping it with yourself, so you at least have a proof that you send the right product with the right bill and the right to the right person. So it's a very basic thing, but you should do that.
Yeah, got quite insightful stuff. So I would like to ask if Ekatma or Harmeet has anything to ask to Rauf, because they are also into e-commerce marketing. Harmeet will be coming tomorrow to talk about Shopify SEO. So
Okay.
anything related to that, anything if you people can ask or discuss, it will be great before we actually call up on the session. I think we'll be waiting for the chat messages or something like that. If they're able to be or if they're hearing us. Okay, I think they are still not hearing us, or maybe he covered basics a lot clearly. Thank you, Raf. Okay.
Thank you, Akatma. So I had a talk with Akatma yesterday. She had messaged me a long time back. So yesterday I apologized to her that I was not able to get back to her. So in the future, we are looking forward to, having a one-to-one talk in regards to Amazon chatbots and thing, because I'm not into much into Amazon chatbots.
Yeah.
And generally she also wanted to know these kind of things, so that is why she wrote that I kind of covered the basics clearly. So in the future we are looking forward for Amazon chatbot discussion.
Yeah, great. That's great. Yeah, that's kind of like we covered the basics, but people, this very important session, which actually summarizes the things that having just your product on Amazon is not a like not a like money making machine kind of thing. You need to wait for some time. You need to optimize things. So if you are a marketer who is actually promising things for your client, you are doing things for your client, you should be prepared with all this stuff. Like when a client comes, and then you can tell these are all the things which are required: the photography part, the overhead costs about handling, fulfilling by Amazon or easy ship, different technologies are there. So if you have everything in this mind, and also understand that all the products do not show up in Amazon when people search, because that's also a very big game when it comes. So there are different things you should keep in mind before you actually take up services. And sometimes when you know all these limitations, then you'll understand, or you can suggest your clients about maybe Shopify can be a better platform than this, or maybe your own e-commerce platform may be a better option because of the kind of margins, depending on the product and depending on the size or scale you're trying to sell, depending on the geographies. Sometimes some products are very logistically difficult to handle. So again, it's a different ball game. The clothing is logistically easier, and the delivery charges are lesser. Not every time, but most of the clothing. When it comes to other products like which are heavier and all, then the charges are different. So there are many aspects, like Rolf has actually touched upon some interesting aspects, and also told us some basic things which helped out. कभी 500 रुपए का कपड़ा के साथ अगर 20 रुपए का मास्क या 30-40 रुपीस का मास्क भी देने से बहुत फर्क पड़ेगा.
So barely, the cost that मतलब barely जो मेरे को in-house cost पड़ी, that would be barely, I guess, 20 rupees. That would be 10 rupees. 20 rupees में तो if I can sell that out, right? So that would be 10 rupees. But that 10 rupees thing worked out very well for me. It's
Yeah.
not necessary that it would work out for someone else, but it worked out for me. So, these kind of small tweaks can raise the bar of your business.
Yeah. Mostly it's working. Many people have adapted to that thing. I go to some sweet shop and all, which are good quality sweet shops in Hyderabad. What they do now is they hand over a mask, which is actually in sealed condition, one time use mask, and also a small pocket sanitizer wipe, pocket wipe. So they're doing it. So it's working, and it shows some empathy and all. So yeah, definitely, Ralph. It was a interesting session.
One, one more thing. The same thing is been done by GeoMart also. Yesterday we have ordered one items in GeoMart. In that one, I got 2 masks free.
Okay. Okay. Yeah.
So
Right, that is what the thing is, right, Trinath? So these kind of things work out. That is what I'm trying to say.
yeah,
So
definitely.
so you need to just, as I said, that these kind of small tweaks can really have a deep impact. So, d- this is what I said, that you should always focus on these kind of tweaks. And as you are growing your business on marketplace, or even, B2B, or whatever it is, whatever model you follow in your business, you should always focus on having a good strategy in place, that from point A to point B, how you will be going. So this is a kind of a thing.
Yeah. Great.
So, there are two, three other things as well, which I like to cover in this particular session, which I feel are very necessary. So now we should talk about the return policy
Oh,
specifically.
okay. Yeah.
So there are two things. Firstly, there are a lot of categories on Amazon which are non-returnable, and there are a lot of items which are returnable. Mostly of them are returnable, and they all have their different kind of durability. Like in clothing, it's for 30 days, and in any other category, it can be 10 days, 2 days, 4 days, 5 days, etc. But whenever you are receiving your returns, the number one thing you should do is just keep aside all your work, open the parcel when you are getting it at that moment in front of the person who is coming to return you the product.
Okay.
The reason is that you never know a product would be exchanged. And it has happened with me not once, not twice, but at least 15 to 20 times.
Okay.
So this thing happens, and there are also a lot of suspicious customers which do that. They can be your competitors as well. So in between, I got to know that there was one of my competitors. So what he was doing was that he was regularly ordering from my store, and he was getting the products, and always he used to request it as that he is getting the wrong product. So he was kind I was kind of able to figure out due to some reasons. So this is one of the things which happens. It can also be done by normal customers, because one of the core reasons why people buy from these kind of marketplaces is the flexibility that they offer,
Hmm.
because they have good kind of quick service, and easy to return products and all that stuff. So always check the product that you sent is the right one, and which you are returning is also the right one. A lot of times the customers changes the products, or god knows it gets changed in the transit, or what happens, but the products do get changed. So
Okay.
always focus on, and a lot of times it can happen that the product can be yours, but any kind of recognizing icon, it can be a label, it can be a tag, it can be a simple your logo thing which you get imprinted, or whatever it is. It can be exchanged on any other product, but they will very nicely fetch it out from your own product. They will paste it on the other product, and they'll send to you as a return item. So this happens. And in case, always observe, because there is a different section where you can find out that whenever you got your returns, so there is a section in which you find out the customer's name and who all customers are returning. So if you are getting a common name and a common address, always report it to the marketplace with their help option, or on call, or whatever kind of helping hand they offer. Always offer it to them, because the reason is that if you are not doing that, the person would again and again trouble you by doing that, and they'll be getting benefits from your own business, and you will be just facing a good amount of loss.
Yeah. Better you communicate with Amazon, because Amazon knows the more details about the customer.
No, it's not only about Amazon, it's about the other platforms as well, the other
Any
marketplaces as
market.
well, like Snapdeal or Flipkart or any marketplace. It should happen. It should happen, because if you're not doing that, you will face a good amount of loss in your business, and that's not a good sign for your business. So you should do that. And one of the other things is that we didn't cover this point. So whenever you are getting orders and whenever you are getting the details of your customers for pasting it on the parcel, never ever try to secretly, maintain a list of those customers and try to contact them behind any marketplaces back. Because if they are finding it out, and if in case if you are doing the business, just for a casual thing, like you are doing just a business to earn some side income or something, then that's fine. If you will be banned, you will not be that much impacted. But if you have a serious goal of fetching out business from these marketplaces, never ever do that. You are creating a simple list, and then you are contacting them, because if in case the marketplace finds it out, they'll ban you for life. And after that, they'll figure it out somehow or the other, that you are the same person who was earlier doing business with them with that particular brand or something. So after that, they have a very strict protocol to follow if you are one of the brands is banned. So you should never do that.
Yeah, got it, Raf. Yeah.
Yeah, that should never be done.
Yeah. So yeah, anything else, Raf, to add, or shall we conclude this?
Yeah, I think this was a very brief session that is there, and I don't think so. Yeah, there is one more thing I just now remembered. So always maintain the quality of your store. In regards to reviews, you should not get too much negative reviews, or you should not get too much return rate, because everything has their own set protocol, like 10 10 points is there for some thing, 10 points is there for something. So everything has their own protocol on these kind of marketplaces. So never try to maintain that particular rate. And in regards to that, you will get a lot of features in the future when you are working in the long hand with these kind of marketplaces. And one more point is that to always focus on having good rankings of your product and categories. So one of my highest selling products is ranked 19,000 in the women's category. So being in the women's category, and I don't know how many people are selling around the world or around India only. So being on the 19,000 rank is one of the good things for me. So it will leave a good impact on the customers. So always try to maintain those kind of points.
Yeah,
That
means Amazon also wants to, Amazon or any marketplaces would love to do business with good sellers like you, because if you maintain everything properly, it's easy for them, smooth for them also. So they want to
exactly,
give you better things. They want to facilitate you more.
exactly,
That's what. Yeah, got it.
exactly. Yeah. So always try to focus on that. And if anyone has any questions related to marketplaces, they are always welcome in my DM. Or
Yeah, sure, definitely. In this,
email.
after this, we actually started today early, 9 p.m. And our
Yeah,
standard time is 9:30 p.m. But we started early. And
yeah,
what happens now? People will be seeing this recording. It's available in the group, and then people can even comment in that. And definitely, I'll tag you if somewhere any question is
yeah,
there, so that you can come and answer those things. Raf, really, you covered everything in a very simplistic and basic way, because a lot of things have been cleared with this session, like how someone enters, what happens, some basic stuff you need to keep in mind. Uh, what is that things you need to have to be prepared to come on a marketplace.
right,
So
right.
yeah, we covered pretty neatly all the basics. So thank you very much for coming on the session and sharing
Yeah,
your
welcome.
valuable insights. I will tag you anywhere where this kind of marketplace discussion comes in, and
Yeah,
we can definitely add value to that. Thank you very much.
sure, sure, sure. Thank
Thank you
you.
everyone for joining today. Thank you very much, and we'll be waiting for tomorrow's session. We have two more guys coming tomorrow, Aditya Raghavan and Harmeet Kapoor. So Aditya Raghavan will talk on Harmeet Kapoor will talk on Shopify SEO, and Aditya will be talking on doing Facebook ads on a shoestring budget for e-commerce businesses. So there are some two interesting topics. So would like to see you guys tomorrow also. Bye.
Bye.
Good night, guys. Good night.
Good night.